If you guys need any cards, packs, sleeves, anything of that nature, shop on TCG Player using my affiliate link in the description. I don't know how this fact eluded me for so long, because this announcement's been out for like a month, but MBT and Nyhmnim are collaborating on hosting an Edison Format in-paper event in the Pittsburgh area, which is, of course, right nearby where I live. So I'm definitely going to try to go to this. I'll put a link to the registration in the description, so you can go register if you also live nearby and it's something you want to do. There's like a $20 entrance fee, but I think there's also pretty decent prizing. First place wins like a sealed Stardust Overdrive booster box, which is quite crazy. So yeah, fun opportunity. I will hope to be there, and if you want to show up, definitely do that as well. Like I said, link in the description. But what we're really here today to do is to start practicing for the tournament, because I don't really know what I'm going to play. I've been kind of like taking a break from Edison Format lately, mostly. I've been playing a lot. To the extent I've been playing, it's just been casual games for the channel and stuff. So definitely going to need to get back into it. Today we're going to be testing out Chaos Fairies. This is kind of old reliable for me. It's my like go-to in terms of decks, at least. Like, yeah. The deck's pretty solid, I think. It's actually completely unchanged at this point from the. I think I didn't change a single card. I felt like the one that won the tournament was perfect. I've messed around with like little tweaks here and there, but it always feels worse to me, and I always just come back to this original build. So we've all seen it before. We all know all the cards, all the fairy stuff. We got the 2 Chaos monsters. We got the Gorz, Trag, Faders, Caius, Sangan, the Recruiters, the Cyber Valley Mind Control meme thing, and then you got Decree and a bunch of one-off kind of spell trap staples. Pretty like standard at this point. Everyone knows the list, obviously. Like I said, I think it's pretty solid. Always feels decent when I play it. Like I at least have a chance, I think can be tricky to play for sure, though maybe not as tricky as other fairy builds. That's a little bit I think it's pretty complicated actually, for sure, but I have a lot of fun with it, so it's definitely one that I'm considering. I would prefer not to play like a repeat deck if I can get away with it, so we're definitely going to get into testing some more original stuff in the following days, because I would like to bring something new if I could, but if not, this is kind of the one I think I'm going to fall back on, because it is one that I have a lot of experience with and that I'm confident with. All right, let's look at some replays that I played today. There were 3 of them, I believe. This one is against Synchro Cat, and game 1's going to be rough because we get turn 1 Dust Shoot. I immediately Mind Control. I'm just like, whatever. We got to go for it in this situation. It is Spy, which is not great. Would have preferred to take that Raikou, obviously, but we can go for Brain Kai's here. I think I made a bit of a mistake not just setting this Decree. There's like no reason not to just turn off my Gorz, given that they know about it. So I like held this Decree way too long this game because I was scared. We end up setting it here just to make it so we can play around the end phase Typhoon, which ends up working out. They lose the 50-50, so quite lucky for us. We go for the Dust Shoot, and they actually scoop it up right then and there. Their hand was quite bad, but I feel like they could have at least seen one more draw. So here they're going to go set Raikou, and then we Orange Light, and for some reason they don't My Body there. I guess it's because they can just Cyber Dragon Caius, but it's like, you brought this in for one thing only, and it's Orange Light, so chances are you'll probably not get to use it at this point. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if the game goes long is the thinking, because it's fairies, and like the game can go long when you play fairies. They go for another Caius. We Fader at this point. We try to dig. We draw Decree. What do we do here? You know what? Maybe I should have just gone straight in for the Christia right here. I think I made... No, wait, I do go for it, right? Yeah, okay. So the mistake I'm thinking of is that I should have gone Dim Alk to Ram and then get the Fader so I could resolve my Allure and maybe draw into something instead of just having this dead Allure in my hand. Because now it's just like... I mean, we were in a precarious situation, but I feel like we would have preferred to draw the cards and actually convert our Allure, given that the Orange Light was live anyway. Obviously, we are going to lose this My Body that was perplexingly not used earlier. Yeah, I feel like they gave us more of a chance than we needed this game, maybe, but it's not going to matter. We're going to go down. Don't know what I would have drawn. It probably wouldn't have mattered unless it was another Fader or another Dark that I could have managed to hold onto the Fader. Maybe that could have mattered, actually. Maybe that was just a throwy play there. It was definitely suboptimal at the very least, even if it wouldn't have been the difference maker. So here we mine Khan again, since we know they're on all these flip monsters, and it is a Raikou this time, so very good. We just get to mill. They go in for the brain control here, but we just have Battle Fader, so kind of punished there. We go set. I decide not to Caius. I want to use the Caius with the brain control, I think. So it is going to lose us the Battle Fader, like, card advantage where it just gets run over and effectively goes -1, but that's fine. We go for Brain Caius now, which is very good. Just answers everything here. Kills the set, kills the Caius. The back row is still just a useless MST that probably shouldn't even be in post board. Yeah, I would definitely side out Spell Trap Hate in this matchup, unless you just don't have any like in-engine spot removal, but you do because you're playing Synchro Cat and you have Descendant Raikou Caius. So there they drop Dad, which is actually kind of scary, but we just got a lot of tools here. I mean, we could Sork out it immediately. We have Gores, of course, to force him to use up the last one, and then we have Honest that can potentially be an out as well. So we're just going to go for the Sork, trade 2 for 1. Very nice. Hit in with the Gores. Opponent draws into a Caius, and that's going to be the end of that game. Next replay, we have... Oh, this was the one against Makina. I think this, out of all the matchups, is definitely the scariest one for the Chaos Fairy deck. I can't really say for sure why. I think that Fortress and stuff is just hard to deal with, maybe. Like, Honest doesn't answer it cleanly. Basically, Warrior Lady is the only thing that does. And obviously, you're not as, like, maxed out on Warrior Lady as the regular Fairy deck is, because I tried that build and I didn't like it. But yeah, Warrior Lady is going to answer the Fortress here, which is very good. And we just need to get this Orange Light to the grave, and we cannot seem to find a monster. So we attack in, we brain control the Sangan, and then we're like, all right, let's go for it. So we make the Catastor. They do have 5 monsters in grave now, which means that the Pot of Avarice is going to be live. But we're going to drop the Christia in main 2, which is pretty good. They have to find an out, or it's just like whatever. They immediately top deck an out, though. And then they also have Pot of Avarice, so nice for them. They're going to put everything back, and I think they just set the Raikou. We could have conceivably... Here I thought about just negating the Raikou. I opted not to, because I felt like if they had anything, then it was just like a waste. And I would have rather just done this, played into their field, and then resummoned Christia again. In hindsight, looking at their hand, obviously, it would have been better to just negate the Raikous because they have actually no outs to Christia whatsoever. So, yeah, I guess that was a... I don't know if I would call it a misplay, because if they actually had... They're on just, like, trap cards, right? So if they actually had any kind of, like, removal, like Brain Control, or another trap card, or another Raikou, or a DD Warrior Lady that this deck sometimes plays, or just whatever, then it was definitely better to play the way I did, a little bit more conservatively. But, yeah, and they even drew a Raigeki break for turn, so I feel like you could definitely argue that I did fine. Maybe the main unfortunate thing that happened is that they drew Dust Shoot off the Pot of Avarice. And then we get Dust Shooted at this really inconvenient time. So now we can't drop Sork, and Sork would have been pretty good. We could have Sorked and then made like Stardust, and then hit over our Dimmalk, hit over their whole field, dropped Christia, and we probably would have just won the game there. But we get Dust Shooted. So maybe just a rough break there. I feel like we have to Orange Light. Unfortunately, I have Typhoon for my return, which is just going to pretty much end the game, I think. Yeah, we're definitely banking on that return to be able to do anything. We could try to Cowardly Turtle here. I don't think it's really going to work. They actually do draw a Raikou to out our Caius. Man, we got some tough breaks this game, actually. Like, every time they needed to draw an out, they drew one. Oh, well, it's like, it happens. And then game 2 is just a slaughter, because they like Soul X Vanities Fiend me, and my hand is like double Christia plus double Orange Light or something. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have sided. We draw into N-Rise, I'm just like, whatever. Yeah, post board, you generally have more outs to Vanities Fiend. I mean, you play a good bit already, right? Honest, DD Warrior Lady, Raikou, Book of Moon and stuff, but probably should have just decided into like the triple book and whatever to have more outs, maybe just in case. Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of whatever. We got like Soul X Vanities is the issue. Like, for some reason they just brought in Soul X. I don't know what this deck. I guess maybe on Solix and Kai's. There's some like crazy quick draw Machina build. Very cool deck, I think, by the opponent. But yeah, we kind of just get owned in game number 2. Game number 1, you can argue maybe we misplayed a little bit. It is always possible. I think we probably misplay a little bit every game with this deck, but yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Match number 3. Definitely sucks that we ended up eating an L there, but that's okay. That's what the practice games are for. Well, this is just going to be a dust shoot moment, huh? Gale gets ripped back, and now we know everything, and man, every time I play against this macro deck, I just like annihilate it 2-0. I'm not going to lie. No matter what I'm playing, no matter how vulnerable it is to die-fi or whatever, it's just like I'm playing a real deck, and my opponent's playing a dumb deck, so yeah, that's... Yeah, game 1, just like, get out of here, you know? Dust shoot, Lamau. Do be like that. Game 2, we draw solid going second hand. We just summon the Sidra. I assumed that the set was like Sakuretsu or Mirror Force or something based on the fact that the way they flipped that macro. Anyway, we decide to go for this play with the Fader into the Kai's to get rid of the Macro Cosmos, hit over the DD Survivor. It was a little bit greedy maybe in terms of just wanting to remove everything, but I think it was fine. I guess maybe that MST usage was a little questionable because we should just save it for the Floodgates. But I figured I had the other out anyway. But now they have Die-Fi, which makes things a little awkward. I have to kind of go for Brionac and Prey. Maybe I didn't, because in this situation, actually they would have just Kai'd me if I hadn't. So it's a pretty good thing that I did, because we just get to win the game here, since they don't have a lot of proactive plays, since their deck is really bad. Anyway, those are the 3 practice matches I played. Overall conclusion, definitely rough to me that we lost that one game. I might think about... I don't know if I really want to make changes to the main. Every time I do, it feels worse. I've thought about maybe like a Raikou Hamster version that could potentially get the Chaos Monsters live more or something. I'm not exactly sure if there's merit in that or not. But overall, like I said, I'll probably always keep this list around as like just a solid deck to play. But I would prefer to bring something original as well. And yeah, we ate one loss, but it's something that happens, you know. It's Edison Format. There's variance. We didn't play perfectly in our matches, obviously, and that's probably never going to be the case. But it is what it is. Anyway, let me know what you thought in the comments section. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you are thinking about making it to that Pittsburgh tournament, definitely go sign up. I would hope for big turnout for that event. Whole thing is going to be streamed by Nyhmnim on Twitch as well, so I'm very hyped for it. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. See you next time. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Furthermore, if you enjoy my content, you should think about becoming a channel member. You get access to tons of bonus content, and it's a great way to help support the channel.